Right then, so we're still here at the 2019 IAAPA Expo, and I'm here at the Gravity Group with Brian. Great to see you.
Great to see you too.
I must say, I absolutely love what you guys do.
Well, that's awesome. That's great.
Some brilliant roller coasters, and we're going to talk a bit more about that. But firstly, just give us a bit of a brief history on the Gravity Group and how it all began.
Well, back a long time ago, there was this guy called Isaac Newton. And what he did, an apple fell from the tree, and he said, that's gravity. So what we did is we decided to use that in our name. So there's a little bit of a joke in there. I don't know if you got that or not. But,
no, I like that.
But,
it's different.
Yeah, but we started when we started. I think it was 2003. But so we've been around for a while, which is a good thing. And the four owners of the company, they actually worked at a company called Custom Coasters, which, if you're from the UK, I think there's a ride called Megaphobia.
There is indeed.
Yes, one of my bosses, he came. We have something called Roller Coaster T-shirt Friday, where we wear our roller coaster T-shirts in. And one day he came in with Megaphobia.
That is awesome.
He dusted it off, and he's like, "This is it." I'm like, "That's awesome. That's awesome, Larry."
It's an awesome CCI, yeah.
Yeah, I've not been on it, unfortunately, but anyways, so their first job was actually designing like roof trusses for a synagogue. So it had nothing to do with roller coasters. And then they got back into their niche of roller coasters, and the first coaster they designed was the Hades, which is in Mount Olympus in Wisconsin, and it was like it's got this crazy underground tunnel.
It looks absolutely incredible.
It's an incredible ride.
I've not yet experienced that ride.
Yeah, it's an incredible ride.
At some point.
And then the following year, they built one of the most legendary rides in the world, the Voyage.
The Voyage.
Things kind of took off after that, and I have started working with the company. I started working with the company in 2013, which was 6 years. So it's been 6 years with the company. I used to work at Kings Island, which is in Cincinnati, Ohio, as a ride operator on another legendary roller coaster called the Beast.
Oh wow!
Yes. So and I worked there for 13 years. I was a full-time rides manager there, in charge of around 700 ride operators. But with kids and everything, it got kind of tiring to stay up till 3 o'clock in the morning. But so they signed me on, and actually I did UPS labeling to begin on my first day, and now I'm out here working the roller coasters. Do a lot of design stuff. I work a lot with the older coasters and trying to find cost-effective ways to improve the ride experience. So, but we have, I think, overall, that's what I do in a nutshell. You got me on the spot here. I think around 25 different roller coasters that have been built from scratch in the 17 years that we've been around. We've got coasters all over the world, quite a few in the United States, Paris and France. I want to say I go to Paris a lot because that's kind of the hub, but we have, I think, 2 coasters in the France area. One
of those is at Parc St. Paul.
Correct.
And I rode it earlier this year.
Did you like it?
I loved it.
It's an incredible ride.
What a brilliant layout.
Oh, it's what John Allen would have loved back in the day. If he
Honestly,
had John Miller,
the layout of that is insane, because it's not very tall, but what it gets out of that layout is absolutely incredible. That's Wood Express that we're talking about.
And we also have another roller coaster in Wallaby Rhone Alps.
Yes.
It's called Timber. And if you've never been on that, it's a short but sweet and awesome ride. It's got some things that you would never ever. There's some cool banking on it.
It looks like a fun layout.
It's a very fun layout. It's one of my favorites from the Gravity Group, and we've done a ride in I want to say Sweden called the
Twister.
The Twister.
Grona Lund.
Unfortunately, I've not been able to ride that one. And then we have another one in Ireland called Cuchulainn. I have not been on that one either. Have you?
I've been on that.
How's
Tato
Cuchulainn?
Park. I thought it was absolutely fantastic.
Okay.
It's a really impressive ride. This is one of your larger coasters, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
And the layout with the banking on there as well. It's incredible. Like, it rides really, really good.
That's great. I'm glad. One of these days I'll have to make it to Dublin and ride, but someone always else, higher than me seems to be, I think I'm going to go to Dublin instead of you, Brian.
Hopefully one day, Brian, you're going to get out there to Ireland to ride it.
We're going to send you to China instead. So we have about several projects in China, several roller coasters in China. We are the engineers. Martin and Vlemix Rides is the manufacturer and the erector and construction team. But we supply the design and the trains for the coasters out there. So
that's incredible.
So we're all over. And next year we're actually Martin and Vlemix is building a Gravity Group designed roller coaster in Australia. I probably won't be on that trip because someone else higher than me will probably want to go to Australia.
Maybe one day you get out there.
Maybe one day, yeah.
What I love about you guys is the fact you can do a tiny coaster with a small footprint. Going back to Twister at Growing Lund, I mean, with that, it's actually built on top of a ghost train. So the park actually redid their ghost train to make sure that the building was solid enough for you guys to come in and build this coaster on top.
Yeah.
And Twister is an incredible ride. We've covered it a lot here on Theme Park Worldwide. But what you guys did with that, with the layout and the height, is phenomenal. And also, you can then do a huge coaster, Kukulin, or of course the Voyage. That's what you guys are great at. Like these tiny rides, these big rides, you've covered it all.
Yeah, and a lot of that has to do with the train that we have. We have a very specialized train called the Timberliner, which acts a lot like a steel roller coaster or a car, where it steers along the track, and you're able to take a lot tighter radii than your traditional wood coaster car, and that's helped out with providing a lot of big thrills in small spaces.
Yeah, the Timberliner trains are great, and I must say the restraint system on there I really like as well. How it of course pulls over. It's not very restrictive at all. You've got room to breathe and move forward into the elements. Really appreciate the designs that you guys come up with.
And one of the unique things about it is you can put a child that's 40 inches tall, which in centimeters I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's probably on one of these things. It's 40. Yeah. It's probably about 1 meter. I think it's 1 meter. It's about 42. Yeah. So you can put a 4 or 5 year old on the ride safely and get him a big thrill. And that's been. I think every park should have one.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
it's perfect for whether a park wants a big thrill ride, such as the Voyage, or a park maybe wants a family edition like Wood Express.
Absolutely.
But thank you very much for your time, Brian.
No problem.
I really appreciate it. I'd like to wish you all the best luck with any future projects that the Gravity Group are taking part in.
All right, yeah.
And I'm sure myself and everyone here at Theme Park Worldwide will look forward to following all of the developments that you guys do.
Absolutely. Go to www.gravitygroup.com. There's the little pitch there, and then definitely,
Thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely, Sean. It's been a pleasure.
And of course, thank you very much for watching another video here on Theme Park Worldwide from IAAPA 2019.